7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm
like, well, holy shit, that was crazy.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, presented by TLR Coatings. We are here. We are doing 250 outdoor preview.
I'm excited for this.
We're gonna argue.
I think I'm more excited about the 250 class, honestly, than the 450 class.
You know what I'm seeing on the TV right now?
Okay, this is last year. But in all seriousness, before we get into that, because it will, are we in agreement that, and I know we talk about this every year, we do it with a 450 class.
We're skipping right ahead. Hold on, let's do this.
No,
All right,
I don't want,
cool.
no.
Cool, let's go.
No. I was
Let's
gonna
get it started.
Is this the most stacked 250 field I think we've seen in a long time?
Just like every year, yeah.
No, I know we say that every year, but like, okay, think about it. In years past, you could probably say it's 15 to 20 deep, and then the rest are usually privateers and local guys.
Go ahead.
Local guys, and maybe, what, 6 to 8 guys really theoretically could win a moto, whereas this year, I feel like there's 25 guys deep, and maybe 12 guys can win a moto.
Sure.
How many did you count?
27.
27. And now, keep in mind, everybody, there are guys that are still on the mend from Supercross injuries. So, some of them might be back at Thunder Valley or High Point. Some maybe at Southwick or Redbud. But at some point, unless, obviously, other guys get hurt, all these guys we're about to name will be on the line together. And it's not like years past where you can just get a bad start and work your way through. I mean, you're gonna struggle if you get a 25th place start.
No. Before I forget, before we go any farther, we had another donation on Patreon.
Yes!
Joe Scherer.
Long
time viewer,
yeah.
long time commenter.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
I saw that the other day. I will have a package in the mail for you this week. It won't be anything giant. Maybe I'll wrap you up and send you.
Oh, Jesus.
You can have a friend.
What is that, like a $500 fucking shipping fee?
I don't care. Send a friend. Buy a friend or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so thank you, Joe. If anyone else wants to donate on Patreon, there will be a link down below in the description. There will be Teespring links. I'm working on some different t-shirt deals, trying my best. You can follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. There's also Amazon links down there that you can go on and click, and if you click through those and buy anything on Amazon, we get a small slice. And we're back at it here. So 250 outdoor. Let's start with
smaller.
Well,
I don't want to be rude and say smaller teams, but let's be real.
The teams with less guys.
Yes.
That aren't bringing 4 dudes to the track.
One guy.
So first up, Rocky Mountain Fantasy TBMC KTM.
It's an orange bike, guys.
Bubba, the other orange team, Bubba Burger, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
You ever had a Bubba Burger?
No.
We should try some.
We should.
We should.
Next week.
Yep,
maybe we get them to sponsor us.
Yeah, maybe. They're looking. I mean,
I'm going to DM them on Instagram this week and be like, hey, we do this motocross show. We want to... Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. If anybody from Bubba Burger is watching, we would love a package of Bubba Burgers to try.
Exactly. We will promote the shit out of that.
For 1 episode.
All right.
Unless you send us 2 packages, you might get 2 episodes.
All right, Dakota Alex.
If they're shit, you'll get no episodes. Dakota Alex,
had a
yank starts.
Pretty
yanked starts.
I think he's going to struggle because I think after riding that 450 last year, I think he's going to get a little bit complacent on that 250, and yeah, I think he's going to maybe go into some of his old ways of lugging the bike too much.
Percentage pie that he takes half the field out at the start on Hangtown.
That was Josh Osby in Arlington, and he will not be in America this year.
Oh,
he'll be in Canada.
That's right, I forgot. Well, he still has a reputation for.
Well, yeah, he's
first corner incidents.
He's like 5'6", 125 pounds. So you know.
Percentage pie, he takes half the field out
at Hangtown.
At Hangtown,
he might do it in practice.
Okay, great, cool.
What do you think, though? I mean,
a
25th,
12th to 25th place guy.
I mean, in all actuality, his sprint speed really isn't even that good, so like I don't really...
He gets good starts.
He gets good starts, which you're going to need, but I'm not so sure he can hang with a lot of these
30
guys.
minutes is a long time to go backwards.
It is. It is. So my best finish for him, I think, will be 20th. I don't think he's going to do much better than that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy's going to ride circles around me if we show up at the track together, but I mean, you put him against some other pros, and I mean, well, here we are.
Yeah, well, he's at the back end of that.
So, anywho, the other small team, Rock River, coming out.
Hayden Melross.
Hayden Melross.
And Brandon Hart.
Is that confirmed?
That is confirmed.
Confirmed. Press release confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed. It's confirmed.
So Melross coming out with them, replacing Bradley Taft on that team. Do you know what happened?
There was some beef. We're not going to speculate, but I know a little bit, and there was some disagreements.
Should we call people and see if we can bury the beef, or
no pun intended? With the beef.
All the puns intended. With burying the beef.
Yeah, Bradley Taft will not be on this team. We might talk about him a little bit later, but Hayden Melross, he's a good outdoor rider. I mean, I think
never seen him ride out there. I'm not gonna.
He's top 3 over in Australia, so I mean,
sure.
Probably a top 20
that makes
guy.
him like a top 30 dude here.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no, he's good. The best thing really he has going for him is his stamina. He doesn't really get tired, but once again, guys, this class is super stacked. But Brandon Hartraff, though, a little bit more expectation for this kid.
Top 15 dude.
All day long. I honestly think that if he needs to get his starts under control.
Yes.
He was not a great starter as an amateur. His starts in Supercross were average, but he is a bigger guy. I think that he will get a lot of top 15s, maybe a few top 10s if he can get some starts. But I don't think he'll ever be outside the top 20 to Moto unless his bike grenades.
Probably not.
He's big, he's strong, he loves it when it gets rough.
But can I put this out there? Bro, tone down the I'm a badass whatever you're putting out there, because I've seen some interviews and, you know, whatever, even his picture.
It's that New Jersey thing, bro. He's from Jersey.
I don't care. Tone it down, bro. You ride dirt bikes for a living.
He tries, man. He's
like,
got blonde
we're
hair,
badass enough. We ride dirt bikes. That's cool, bro. Like, you don't have to keep putting it out there. You're not impressing any of us. Your riding's impressive. Your attitude-ish, I mean, you seem like an okay guy. I never met the kid, so I can't, you know, judge too far. But I'm just like, dude, like, we don't need all of that, okay?
It kind of sucks for him, too, because there's a lot of rookies. Now, I know Chase Sexton just won the Supercross Rookie Award, but technically he's not a rookie in motocross, so he can't really win, you know, get any accolades there. But
still bet this kid wins the Rookie of the Year outdoors, though.
I think, well, he's going to be really hard to beat.
I bet he beats him.
We'll talk about that. It's tough, though. Hartraff, I think, it's kind of how his career's gone. He got overshadowed a lot as an amateur and stuff because he was racing with a lot of kids that were older than him.
A la Ryan Dungey.
Yes. But Brandon Hartraff will be good. The kid's going to have a good career if he stays healthy because, like I said, he's big, he's strong, you know, he manhandles the bike and stuff. So, look out for him, especially when we go to sand tracks.
Sure. Okay. Is that it? Any more on those small teams?
Nope.
Nope. We're moving on. Great. Okay. First team up here. JGR.
I'm sorry. The JGR team, man, just continues. Like, they, you know what, in all reality, they have a pretty good lineup, especially with a rookie coming in. But, I mean, dude, you're paying these guys a lot of money, and it's going to be a struggle this summer.
So why don't you talk about Lopes, because I don't know anything about this kid.
Enzo Lopes, Brazilian kid. I think he's won 6 or 7 amateur national championships, like a multitude of Brazilian championships. Kid's got outright speed, I'll tell you that right now. He doesn't use his brain too much. He's got good racecraft. He's really smooth, but he's one of those kids that when he gets caught up in the moment, he can push the pace a little bit too hard. But I will say this, there's times in the past couple of years, even at the big nationals, even dating back to when him and Faulkner rode it together a little bit before Faulkner went pro, Enzo Lopes would have the fastest lap by about 2 seconds. He's just one of those kids that can put in heaters, which I think will be good for him because I don't really know where his stamina is right now. He's had about, 2 weeks, I think, since the press release came out to get ready for this. So He's been back at JGR at the compound. So I don't really know if his stamina is going to be 35 minutes ready. But if this kid yanks some holies, dude, it's going to be hard to get around him for a good 4 or 5 laps. But then after that, he might just hit the wall and go backwards like a cheap suit.
Oblivion.
Yes. But he's fast. I will give him that. He's going to be one of those kids that you're going to be looking at the practice sheet, and then after the qualifiers are over with, and you're like, oh, Enzo's 6th fastest. Didn't see that one coming. And then he'll be like, in the teens come moto time. But he puts in heaters, man. He is fast. I'll give the kid that. But I don't really know how he's going to do because his career, like I said, has been so up and down.
I'll just go with yes because I don't know anything about
You'll like watching him ride, though. I don't know if you've ever even seen videos of him ride. When you watch him, you'll like watching him ride. He's got good style.
Okay. Next up, Jimmy D. When is he supposed to come back?
Well, he literally just started riding like a week ago, so he probably won't be back till the halfway point.
High point.
Dude, it might even be later than that, to be honest with you, after what he did.
Red Bud.
It's possible. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? It's going to be a struggle, in my opinion.
Dude.
How do you think he would have done had he not got hurt?
Had he not got hurt? Dude, that's so hard to say because who knows how Supercross would have continued to go
true.
for him. I mean, he was building and he was podiumed and... Dude, I think he's going to be... If he's a top 20 dude, I think it's a win for him at this point.
And we both like Jimmy D.
I do.
So it's like...
I like Jimmy D, but man, dude, there's just so many guys on this list we got to go through here and coming back off the bench and... Yeah.
Especially if you get thrown in at Redbud as your first round.
Yeah.
If he does bad this year, which I don't even know what their expectations would be, Coy and J-Bone, if he struggles really bad, how hard is it for him to get a ride next year?
Really effing hard.
Do you think he ends up on a team like Traders? You think he ends up on a team? Okay, because I agree too. So Justin Hill, because I don't agree with everything you just said. I don't really have any more to add to that because I agree. I think if he gets in the top 20 a few motos, I think it's a win for Jimmy D.
So Justin Hill.
Oh God, dude, it's just.
So you want me to just tell you he's
It's be a lot like last year.
15th to 30th place guy outdoors here, and we'll just move on.
More like 22nd to 28th. No, I think we all know the spot that Hill's in right now. I think he just wants to be off that bike and wants to be on a 450. Do you think at any point though that he has a couple motos like he did last year at Redbud, where if he does get a good start and he's feeling it, because I think that was even all shock to us. Because that moto at Redbud, I think, he was running like 3rd for 18 minutes or whatever, and then ended up getting like 5th or 6th or whatever, that second moto. I think he'll have a flash of brilliance here and there, because Justin Hill still is one of the most talented dudes out there. But I think that it's going to be much like last year. Just, you're going to forget that he's even out there. Especially on that bike.
More than likely, yes.
So, it's unfortunate, too. Because it's like, dude, he's going to get paid all this money next year on a 450, and he got one win this year in Supercross.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah.
It's going to be struggle. It's going to be a struggle, guys.
Anything else about JGR before we move on? Because I don't have anything to say, because there's not a lot of hope there.
Nope.
Okay, great. We'll move on. Next team. Okay, next team up. Star Yamaha. Well, hold on. Let's correctly state this. Monster Energy, Yamalube, Yamaha Financing, Blue Crew, Yamaha. So they're on the Yamaha bikes.
So anyways, who do you want to start off with? Do you want to start off with a question mark?
Yes, because we haven't heard a press release on this yet, right?
I've only heard rumblings.
So rumblings are Bradley Taft is going to ride for Star here.
And that's going to basically take over for Mitchell Oldenburg because
he's still torn hurt. ACL. Torn ACL again, yeah. So Oldenburg's out for the summer here, basically. So possibly Taft coming in to fill that bike spot, but...
Taft is fast.
Is that weird to you that he got fired from Rock River and now another Yamaha team is going to hire him?
Well, I think it has partly to do with the fact that he trains with Justin Cooper and Aaron Plessinger. I mean, they've literally been riding outdoors together for like a month now.
Okay, well, that makes sense then, I guess.
He's fast, though.
Yeah.
Taft is one of those kids that, I mean, he had good rides last year and stuff before he got hurt. Taft is very fast. Taft is one of those kids that I think that if he can stay on two wheels, he can be a top 10 guy every moto, but he's very injury prone. He's very, very injury prone.
Like half the dudes on here.
Yes, yes. He's very injury prone. So I will say this because it's not confirmed, but there is rumblings. It could be a possibility because Oldenburg might not come back until way late in the year. If Taft races, I think he'll get a couple top 10 motos. But we have no idea really what's going to happen there. So it's just a possibility.
That's kind of up in the air.
Yep.
So, do they have a... Did we miss someone on this team?
No, that's literally...
They don't have a rookie coming in?
No, I guess if you want to call Justin Cooper a rookie. Okay. They only raced, what, 3 rounds last year?
2, no, maybe 3, yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
For
Unadilla,
and then from there. So, let's start with Justin Cooper. What do you think is going to happen here?
Dude, if everything that I keep hearing about Justin Cooper...
Bro, he's so fast!
2018 outdoor champion!
So fast, bro!
Oh my god. Okay, so me and Travis are being jackasses right now because I don't know if anybody... If you guys don't know this... Every year this happens, Supercross outdoors, weeks before the first round. Everybody's going so fast.
So fast, bro. JMart is spanking Tomac at the practice track right now on his 250.
Yes.
Spanking him.
Because this is all I keep hearing is...
So fast, bro.
And you know what? And it didn't help, and I don't know if AP was just doing this to get people going, but AP goes in, yeah, man, he's hard to beat right now. He could be a champion one day. So I think AP was kind of, prodding the fire. Cooper's going to be good, but, man...
Where do you place him in the field?
If he's not top 15 every moto, I'd be really surprised, to be honest with you.
That was right where I was going to put him.
I think he's good, but I don't think he's as good as everybody thinks. Everybody... Look, he did great at Unadilla, but let's be real, that was a monsoon moto.
Yes, that don't count.
And look what happened when he went to Ironman. I think when he went to Ironman in Budds Creek, you know, he got a bad start at Budds Creek, worked his way in the top 10, and then 3 rounds in, when he realized even just for those 3 rounds, the grind of having to ride every day, then be on a plane, race, get back on a plane, ride, he was like top 15, you know, both motos. So Cooper's going to be good, don't get me wrong. He's a very talented kid, but I don't have all these high expectations that most people do. I think he will be, I'll put it this way. When all these guys that come back for Star, if they all are on the line together, I think he will be the slowest Star guy. I'll put it that way.
Sure.
So,
sure.
Top 15.
What about Colt Nichols?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know either, man. I mean, maybe,
he rode good last year.
Maybe like a top 12 dude.
Maybe. I mean, he got some, He got a couple top 5s last year.
Yeah, he was definitely up there. His name was up there a lot.
He just can't stop getting hurt.
That is also a thing.
I don't know, dude. I like Colt Nichols too, so I don't really know where to place him.
I don't know. Let's move past him. Let's just move on.
You want to talk about Oldenburg for a second? Because if he comes back, because I think
No, because we don't know if he's going to even come back
true.
for outdoors, so I don't want to waste the time.
All right, Frenchie.
When is he coming back?
I've heard Thunder Valley.
Okay, so 3 rounds in.
Because his jaw is still pretty screwed up.
Well, that's what happens when you crash.
Yes.
Hard.
Frenchie though, are we confident in Frenchie? Because I am.
Not really.
Really?
You see Hangtown? I know you didn't see the beginning here where they highlighted the first moto, but dude, I mean, he didn't even make it through the first moto last year, and outdoors is supposed to be his thing.
But look what happened to Glen Helen. Went out and won. He won the second moto.
I guess. I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of faith yet until he starts. Okay, we'll go back to this like we did in Supercross. I don't have the data to say, yes, this is going to be awesome. My data points are, well, he did alright at Glen Helen, but at Hangtown, he fucking jumped half of about a 55-foot tabletop and wadded his shit up hard and didn't know where the hell he was. Like, he was more of a squid on that jump than I have ever rode like a squid, and I've only been riding for 3 years.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I'm just saying, dude, like, there's a tabletop like that at Redbud that I jump that same distance every single... Actually, there's 2 of them that I jump that same distance, and I have not yet packed the front end in and just smashed myself into the ground. So, dude, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have data on it. I know he comes from Europe, and he was good outdoors in Europe, but I don't know.
I'll put it this way. I think that if he can come back healthy, I think it's going to take him a few rounds since he has been off for what? It's been 2 months now, right?
Yeah.
2 months since Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's been off for 2 months. Give him a few rounds. Frenchie was one of my, he was one of my dark horses for the championship because I think...
For this year?
Yes. Before he got hurt.
Oh.
Before he got hurt.
Okay.
He was one of my, before he got hurt. Well, look how well he did his first rounds of Supercross.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right.
You know, but then obviously, breaking your jaw and screwing up your arm and stuff. I think that he could be a guy that's going to be in the top 5 when he gets healthy. But once again, you're coming into the middle of the year, possibly, or a quarter way in at least, which kind of sucks because it looked out to be such a promising year. Now it might just be a wash because of injuries.
Yep.
So that'll be to be seen. But I think that he could get top 5s when he comes back healthy.
Sure.
It's just...
I won't argue that.
It's just really hard.
Yep. And then the last guy on the team, AP...
Big hopes. Got the monkey off his back and won a championship. What?
I'm nervous.
Why?
What if he's got...
He doesn't have championship syndrome.
What if he does?
He's not like that, dude.
What if he does?
He does not like that.
What if he does?
What part?
That's what I'm nervous about.
Okay, but let me ask you, what part of Aaron Plessinger's don't give a fuck attitude would tell you that he has championship syndrome? I mean, the dude wore a Viking hat and flip-flops to a press conference. Come on, man. I get where you're coming from because especially for the first one. But man, we sat here and talked about it and go, man, if he can get the monkey off of his back, he's going to be really dangerous outdoors. And I think that's all it's going to take.
Don't get me wrong, I think he's going to be a top 5 dude all year. I really do.
Only top 5?
I'm going to say top 5. Dude,
oh, man.
There are a lot of really good names to go here, man.
There are, but man.
Really, really good names to go here.
Okay, I'll put it this way. Look at what happened when AP did win motos last year. He won it by 20 seconds.
Yep.
And that's really, I don't know, man. I can't get over this fact that he got the monkey off of his back.
I'll just go, okay, so here's where I'll put it. I'll put it at top 5, trending towards a majority of podiums, but...
I think he's a championship contender.
I think he'll be in the mix for sure. how much in the mix, I don't know. For
Okay.
sure. I don't know. This is where you and I are going to differ on this one, because I know you're on that train driving it, and I'm like, I don't.
Okay, let me ask you this then.
Here's the hardest thing: is that we have 2 past outdoor champions in the class,
And a couple other guys that are
really good,
really good at just getting moto wins.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if AP gets through the first, okay, now I'll say the halfway point because that's just an easy marker to put it at. If he gets through the halfway point and he's in the top 3 in the points, will your opinion change?
He'll then be a
So like, say he's second in the points by Red Bud.
Yeah, then he'll be a major title contender for sure.
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
But yeah, let's get through the first 6 rounds here and get some more data on that and see where we're at. So.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. All right, cool. Yep.
Look at us making progress here in our relationship. This is
well,
great.
we got
a ways to go though.
Yeah, we got a few.
Let's move on. Next team.
Let's move on.
All right, next team.
This is a big team.
Yes, it is. Red Bull, Troy Lee, KTM. 5 dudes, huh?
Yeah, with a possible rookie. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is Falk for sure riding?
Everything I've heard, he'll be at Hangtown. Everything I've heard, he will be at Hangtown.
Thoughts on how he's going to do? Let's start with Hangtown. Quick thought, finish, and then overall for the year.
Hangtown, because he is, well, I mean, he's got that track down like the back of his hand. He's a Southern California kid. Hangtown, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes out and gets top 10. He is very fast.
Okay, yep.
Falk is a very naturally talented kid, but when you watch him ride, he doesn't have the greatest technique. So he's one of those kids that he can rely on his intuition. You know, here, I'm going to put the load to this part of the chassis to get the bike to straighten out, or knowing when to transition weight. But it's not one of those things that he does it right away, because he doesn't have great technique. So he's always kind of compensating, but he's very fast. I mean, he's been a top 3 kid at amateur nationals the last couple of years. He beat Justin Cooper a couple times last year. But I think he's going to be one of those kids that when he starts getting into the grind of doing this, like, this is my job now, he's probably going to go through the rookie lull. He's probably going to, start hitting a wall halfway. It's hard, though.
Oh, yeah. No,
I
agree. I agree.
So I have big expectations for Falk. I'll put him in the same thing as Justin Cooper for the first couple rounds. He'll be top 15 every round, I think.
Okay.
But then you start getting into plus. When you start getting East Coast and you're talking about 95, 100 degree weather, he might
start melting.
Yes, he might literally melt.
Do you want to build a snowman? And just melt, dude. That's what I'm gonna play when these kids start melting.
But he's smooth though, so he's smooth.
Yeah.
When you watch Mitchell Falk ride, he's very fun to watch ride.
Okay, how does Cantrell do in his sophomore season here outdoors?
Dude, I don't know. His Supercross season was okay, but Sean Cantrell scares me every time I watch him ride. How many times during East Coast did you watch him go through whoop section? You're like, oh God! I don't know, man. I mean, he did decent last year, but what was his best finish after Hangtown? Like 14th, 16th?
Hangtown, he was up front, and everybody was like, ooh,
but he knows the track like the back of his hand.
Well, and like they say, all these rookies come in, and they've been just grinding outdoors for months, so... Yeah, I put him in the top 20.
Okay.
But with maybe some flashes, but
like the California rounds.
Yeah, but I got to get through more of it than not to see really where I think he stacks up.
I'll agree with that.
So now let's shit on Shane a little bit here. What do you got for him?
This is going to be a good season for him, man.
Oh,
I'm really confident. I'm not trying to be the dickhead and shit on him. I think this is going to be a good season, dude. I really do. I think that, granted, Supercross didn't go great. He got a couple wins. Man, I don't know, maybe because I really like Shane and I really love watching the dude ride, and he's been so close every year at Muddy Creek to getting a moto win. 2 straight years, he just passed on like the last 2 laps. I think he's going to have a good season. I think that he'll be a consistent top 10 guy, and it really wouldn't shock. It would shock me if he wasn't up front more often than not.
Do you think he wins at any point this year?
Well, I guess I'll just get to it now.
We'll just say a moto. Does he win a moto?
I think he does. I think he does.
Wins one moto.
Yeah, I know we're going to get to that before we pick our title contenders, who we think's going to win, but I think he does.
Okay.
I think he gets moto win. Honestly, depending on how his starts look, I think he might get a few. I don't think he's going to get more than 2, but I think he could get 1 or 2 wins. Yes, I do. At some point, as good as he is, he's got to be able to put it all together.
I don't know. I don't think he does.
You don't think so?
I don't think he gets a win. Nope.
How do you think everything else, though?
I think he's a top 10 dude.
Okay.
But I think he's smoother in Supercross and likes that a lot better than outdoors. So yeah, I don't.
I mean, top 5.
The guy is good. Yeah, I could see him getting in the top 5, and I could see him even knocking on a podium here and there. Especially once we get deep in the summer if he stays healthy and you get a bunch of injuries. But Dude, there's just too many names now, man. There really is.
And he is going back to the Baker compound like they always do when they go East Coast, so.
Which will help, but.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, let's go to JMart. What do you got on the troll train here?
Oh, man. I don't know, dude. I'll let you go. I think you're more of an Alex Martin guy. I'm not saying you are.
Alex Martin, I think, does get a moto win this year.
Finally. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, but I think he does get one.
It eluded him last year.
And I also think he is a top 10 dude, but trending more towards top 5s and podiums throughout the year. I think, dude, I mean, so obviously I've been watching Hangtown here to try to like get a feel for outdoors and stuff again, man, and he looked really good at Hangtown last year, and again, here we are. Same thing as last year. He got hurt and spent a bunch of time training for outdoors instead of going back to Supercross.
Well, look how long he was second in the points last year until he got hurt. And then he had it for like a couple rounds after he got hurt.
Yeah, so like I said, I think he's in the top 10 every single week guaranteed. I think he trends real heavy top 5 to podium dude. Okay. And I think he does pull out at least one moto win, if not a couple, throughout the year.
If you ask Mathis, he's going to be the 2018 champion.
Well, I'm not that far on the troll train.
No.
I'm driving the Wacko Zacko Express, but yeah, whatever.
I think JMart's going to be good. I think that he's probably going to do what he does every year. We're going to do the same thing, except to a lesser extent that we do with McElrath. Forget how good he really is. He's going to fly underneath the radar, get a bunch of podiums and stuff.
I don't think he's going to fly underneath the radar. I think in Hangtown, all of a sudden, everybody's going to go, shit, we forgot about JMart.
Exactly. Yeah, oh, dude, I was doing the same thing. Before we were doing this, I was going through all of it, and I was like, who am I missing? Oh.
Yep.
I think he's going to do the same thing he always does. He's going to fly underneath the radar. He's going to get podiums, top 5s, and just keep himself in the discussion because he's so consistent.
Yep.
But once again, it's one of those things that last year he got shit starts and he didn't know really when to push, so he had a lot left in the tank, and by the time he got to the front, the leaders were gone. Or the exact opposite, a few times a la Thunder Valley and High Point, ripped a start, sprinted too hard, and then hit the wall 25 minutes in, and then got caught and dropped. So it's like you don't really know where JMart's head's going to be, but at some point you got to figure he's got to get a win here soon because it's eluded him for a while.
Yeah.
I will say that he will be I feel like I'm disrespecting him, but a top 10 guy where he's more top 5 than not. But man, once again, you don't know where JMart's head is a lot of the time. With where, okay, do I push now or do I settle in? What do I do? And until he wins, I can't say anything otherwise because he just every year he's not flashy. You know he's fast. You know he's good. But it's like, man, there's still a couple other guys. Like I can't see him beating AP more often than not this year. No, I really can't. So
probably not. So well, and then Jordan Smith. I mean, we didn't really get to see him a lot last year because he was hurt. He hurt himself in Vegas. So
when he rode for Geico though, he was good.
Yeah.
But I also just heard that, my boy put the beat down on him at the practice tracks, and so it's like...
Yeah, so it's like, where do you... I mean, I put him in the top 10.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Without an issue.
Oh yeah.
But then it's like, I don't think he gets a moto win.
Do you think he gets top 5s at all?
I think he can get in there, especially, like I said, if he can stay... and all this is based on, well, can they go without injuries and, other guys getting hurt, then yeah, I think he can get in there, but... Man, for the most part, I see him, maybe a couple overall podiums at best, but I don't see him winning and stuff. I mean, maybe he'll surprise us.
I don't think he wins either. I don't think he wins either.
That's what I got for him, so.
All right, well, I can agree with that.
Okay. Good. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Troy Lee before? Okay, cool. We'll move on. All right, so now we're moving on. Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, I love this team. This is our team, dude.
Well, yeah. Mostly.
Well, other than this guy, it's our team.
Mostly. Yeah. So, Geico Honda.
Man, they got a strong lineup, in my opinion.
Well, let's start with the weak link.
McAdoo?
Or Hampshire, take your
pick. I can't say Hampshire, man. Really? Not after some of the motos he put in last year when his bike didn't grenade.
He can't stay off the ground!
Okay, last year, let's be real. It wasn't that. It was more of the bike kept blowing up on him.
That is also a thing, yes.
Yes, his bike kept, well, look what he was doing at Southwick. Yes, he hit the ground, but before that, he was top 5 almost every moto, and then his bike would grenade 20 minutes in. Yeah, so let's start with McAdoo, because McAdoo's hurt right now.
When does he come back?
I've heard East Coast. So probably High Point or Southwick.
So that kid might get to ride a Geico bike before he,
retires.
Yeah, before his contract's up. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's in the top 20. We'll put it that way. I mean, the kid's a machine as far as fitness goes. So
I know.
He won't fade that bad, but
we had
I mean,
so much hope for this kid.
We did.
Oh,
we were actually really hyped on that train last year when he got into, or was it 2 years ago? Last year?
No, it was last year.
When he got on the Geico, and now here we are, and we're like, well, shit.
I think that if he can stay off the ground, he should be top 15 every moto. But Cam, dude, you gotta
get your shit together, bro.
You gotta get your mental game strong, bro, because you hit the deck more than a fucking PW rider.
Maybe call your boy AP, get his mental coach over there, help you out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, all right. So Hampshire.
I got a lot of hope for Hampshire.
I didn't think he was coming back as soon. Like he's going to Hangtown, right?
Dude, he's been on a bike for a month now.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be out until like June with that back injury from Daytona, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's riding, and they're like, oh, he's going to be at Hangtown. I'm like, oh, okay. So where do you put him for the?
Dude, like I said, when his bike didn't grant, he was top 5 every moto last year until his bike would let go. Man, you know, you got to give the kid respect because I think he's finally starting to put it together. Yes, he did hit the ground quite a few times last year, but it was more on the bike letting go. You got to think that he's going to be a top, and I feel like we're doing the same thing we did last year. All these guys are going to get top 10s, and, you know, somebody called us out on this later. You got like 50 guys getting top 10s. I think he will be top. I think he will be top 10 every moto, and I think that he will get podiums. I'm not going to say he's going to get a win, but I think he will get podiums because I think that he is finally realizing that this is time to shit or get off the pot. Because I think that if he has another bad year, I know he got that win at the USGP, but I think if he has another bad year, people are going to be starting to go, man, was this kid really worth all the time?
Yep.
So I think that top 10 every moto, unless it's bike grenades, with a couple podiums.
I'll agree with that.
Which is weird because I feel like I'm skipping over the top 5 part, but I think that's where RJ is.
Yeah.
I think he's either 10th or he's freaking killing it.
Yes.
So I don't know if he really has an in-between button.
Probably not.
That was easy.
The bike either blows up or he wins. There you go.
Exactly.
James Stewart status. Here we go.
Exactly.
Okay,
Ooh.
Chase Sexton.
No, I'll let you go. We're both on the Chase Sexton train, but you can go.
I'm good. Okay, so here, I mean, this probably won't shock you. Might
Probably
shock some of you out there. I'm gonna put Sexton as a top 5 dude all year.
So top 5 points at the end of the season?
Yes.
Dude, I can't disagree, honestly.
I'm going to.
I really can't.
Well as he rode Supercross, and as good as he is outdoors, and we know how good he is outdoors because we saw him ride a lot of outdoors because he's from Illinois, so he's close to us.
Sexton is a beast.
He's a beast. Did you listen to the Pulp Show where they had AC on there?
No, but I heard it was a good show.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was awesome. But he was talking about Sexton, and he's like, dude, that kid's probably still riding today. To be real honest with you,
he doesn't get tired.
He's probably rode 4 40-minute motos, and he's probably still riding because he's like, I don't have anything else to do. I might as well ride.
Well, and he's been, not that it really matters, but during Supercross, he was riding at the Reed compound, so maybe that's another place for him to go other than, you know, the Nest.
Yep. So,
oh, yeah, dude, I can agree. It's hard for me because I think that his overall speed is top 5 every race. But it's like, you almost feel because he hasn't been able to, he finally got through a full Supercross season without breaking his femur. So it's like, you almost feel like he's got to get through a full outdoor season because he still hasn't been able to do a full season yet.
Did he go through the whole season last
year? He missed like 1 or 2 rounds because he got hurt.
Oh.
But I think that if he can prove it, I think that you got to start thinking that Sexton is the next big thing. I will say that I think he's going to be a top 5 guy most of the year, but I don't know if I could put him top 5 in the points because I still think he's going to have those moments where it's like, okay, you know what, he still is a young kid. But Sexton, man, he's just, dude, when he's on it, he is on, and it still surprises me that he didn't get a win in Supercross.
Yeah, a little bit. So, all right, let's move on to your boy here.
This is my boy, one of 3 in this class.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Dude, it's JMart. Come on, bro. He's finally got that bike dialed in, had his best Supercross season in a long time. Should have won 3 races, but had, you know, should have, could have, would have. The issue in Foxborough, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Dude, if anybody says JMart's not a title contender, they're smoking crack.
I'm not going to argue that.
I mean, dude, and you know what? Last year, I truly believe that he was probably the only guy that was going to be, and I know that the points said otherwise because Zacho won by like whatever he won.
100 points.
Yeah, or some crap. Yeah, because he wrapped it up at Budds Creek. He wrapped up the championship. JMart, in my opinion, like, dude, this is just, he's training with Tomac. I don't know if that's the greatest thing for your mental status because, you know, Tomac has proven that he's not great at that. But dude, JMart, you got to think that he's going to be the other guy that's battling for a championship this year.
Yes.
Because I think, honestly, I don't care what anybody says, and I know we'll get into it, probably even now. I think when he's on, I don't think there's anybody that's faster than him in the class. A straight-up outright speed. Now, once again, that's different for putting a whole moto together.
Yeah.
But we saw what happened when JMart did put a moto together last year.
Yeah.
He beat everybody, including Zacho. And now, once again, it didn't matter because Zacho won the championship. But that bike is finally dialed in. The motor package is better than last year, so hopefully it starts a little more on point. And he's just, I don't know, man, he's doing his thing. And I think that he's got a lot to build off, where last year, he didn't even finish Supercross. So it's like, oh, I just, had a bad season and now I'm going straight into the outdoors. Not really a lot to build on.
Yep. No, dude, I think he wins multiple races, overalls and motos. And like I said, title contender, none of that I'm going to argue with. So, okay, cool. Can we move on then?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that was short.
Well, we'll probably argue on the last one.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. We're going to do the rest of the show, and then the Husky show is going to be separate.
Hey, like last year.
Yeah, well, that was in 450s.
I know, but still.
Scene 6, take 1, 3, 2, 1, and... All right, Pro Circuit.
You want to start off with the Rook?
We'll might as well start with the Rook.
Faulkner, and then Savachi.
The Rook, Faulkner, and then the choke artist. Okay, cool, go ahead.
Dude, Marchbanks. I've been pumping this train for a while now, man. He is the next big thing.
He's pretty good?
He's literally been groomed at Pro Circuit, because I worked for a lot of guys that raced with him all through the amateurs. He's been getting groomed since the 9 to 11 days when he was winning Loretta's titles, right as he jumped on in 85. This kid is the real deal, guys. He is the next big thing. I know we talk about Sexton and Faulkner, but Marchbanks has the possibility that if he can stay healthy, he will exceed all of them when it comes down to titles or moto wins, whatever you want to call it. The kid's just smooth, dude. The kid's racecraft, I think he's like 17 or 18. I haven't seen a kid this mentally sound and at one with the bike, where it's an extension of him, probably since the James Stewart days. He doesn't ride anything like James Stewart. I'm not comparing them on that aspect of it, but just overall racecraft and the mental ability to not let things bother him, where he doesn't have these highs and lows, where if he gets down to the dumps, he starts questioning his mental side of things, his technique, his work, his training program, or he gets too high where he starts getting complacent and think he doesn't have to work hard anymore. This kid is the real deal. And I know a lot of people say, well, oh, because he had a tendency as an amateur to not show up at certain races. Well, let me give some stats for you guys. Through 4 or 5 amateur nationals so far that they've had this year, his average moto win was by 22 seconds. I mean, he stomped everybody's ass. So I am very high in the Marchbanks train. I don't know where I'm going to put him overall and moto-to-moto basis, because he is a rookie and I don't want to overhype him, but I don't want to undersell him. But I'll just put it this way. Before AC got hurt, and I know that this is just a practice track, but let's be real, when you're a rookie riding against somebody like AC and Savachi and Faulkner, you don't want the Rook to show you up. Marchbanks was giving AC everything it can handle and then some, and even passing him quite a bit of times when they were doing motos together before AC, just decided, hey man, my knee can't do this anymore. So Marchbanks is the real deal, guys. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes out at Hangtown and pulls a Tomac and wins. I'll say that right now.
That'd be cool.
It would not surprise me. I'm not saying that's what he's going to do, but it's not going to be one of those things where if he comes out and wins, I'm like, oh, crap, didn't see that coming. Because he's that good.
I saw him ride a few weeks ago in Grand Rapids. Looked really good.
Oh,
at the Arena Cross.
He was there?
Yeah, he came up with him. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Lance Kobush. Was it a Monster Energy 99?
Oh, maybe it was Kobush. It was
Kobush. Kobush.
No.
If it was 99, it was Kobush. Marchbanks is 182.
I don't remember.
We'd have to go back and watch. We'd have to watch the Arena Cross videos.
Yeah, I can't remember which one. Maybe it was Kobush.
It might have been.
Yeah, because he came in with Alberson in them. So.
Oh yeah, it was definitely Kobush.
Yeah, so never mind. Anyway, I've seen this kid ride though too. I mean, it's not like I haven't been around. So yeah, no, okay.
He's good.
Okay,
he's good.
All right, Faulkner.
Go ahead. I just gave this long soliloquy on Marchbanks, so you can.
How healthy is Faulkner?
I don't think he's going to be fully healthy until Thunder Valley, to be honest with you.
Great. So I put him in then probably the top 10 to 15 here. Struggle bus in the first few rounds. If he races himself back healthy and does it right, then I put him in the top 10 for the rest of the year. Maybe winning a moto or two. Okay. Maybe.
He's just got to prove he can stay off the ground. Yep. I mean, he had his best. He's only been in for 2 years, but I mean, look, look what he was doing in Supercross.
Yep.
Never getting a win. Well, he's got wins outdoors.
Yep.
I will reserve judgment on that because of the fact that we really don't know how healthy he's going to be.
Okay.
I mean, like I was telling you, I was seeing Instagram pictures of his hand, a riding blister where half of his hand was missing. So it's going to be a struggle. I think that if you were a betting man, I think it would be, you would bet on the fact that he's going to be a top 5 guy. But because once again, he has proven that he cannot stay off the ground.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say where he's going to be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think if he can stay on 2 wheels, we know he can win.
And speaking of not staying off the ground,
Savatgy didn't.
Joey Savatgy.
Dude, come on, bro.
You think he's going to lead the points till Redbud and then smack his head against the ground again and not be able to race? Or
I wouldn't be laughing at that, but that would be funny to me because, like, wouldn't expect that to happen.
I mean, I think he puts in good rides, but I don't think he might win one.
Okay, so here we're going to have the first big disagreement. I'm not saying Joey Savatgy's going to win the championship. I'm not saying that.
Thank you.
But you are completely disrespecting him right now when you say he might get a moto win. Dude, how many times have I told you? He got back-to-back moto wins last year, and he whomped on everybody when he did it. How can you say one moto win?
There's just too many people on the list, man.
And he's beat all of them.
Well, he has.
What did he do last year? He had the second most moto wins last year.
Okay.
So how are you going to think that things are going to change?
All right, fine. Maybe he'll win 2.
Dude! Okay,
He can't keep it off the ground, man. Come on. Savatgy syndrome. We've been over this 100 times.
That's for the championship, though. We're talking about moto wins. If we're talking the championship, I can't disagree with you, but we're not talking the championship.
All right, fine. He'll win a few, dude. Whatever. And he'll be in the top 10 all the time. But, dude, I think he just chokes it away. He's going to go into the class a la Cole Seeley, the big bike class next year, with no titles.
Okay.
Because I don't see him winning this at all. There is, of the chances I give him, 5% to win this title.
Well, that's a little disrespectful again, too.
How many dude, you think... No. How is that disrespectful?
Because before last year, he literally...
2-time champ.
Hold on.
Champ.
Hold on.
All these other dudes.
Hold on. Last year, at the halfway mark, he was sitting in like 8th or 9th in the points or whatever it was, and then put on a few rounds that we haven't seen in a long time, and literally, before he got hurt at Budds Creek, would have been 2nd in the points.
I'm just not high on this kid.
I'm not saying championship. That's fine. We're championship. We're not arguing championship. Because I'm not arguing that this year like I was last year. I don't even think I argued for him for a championship. I think I said JMart last year. But the fact of the moto wins...
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. How many times is he going to get beat down and throw titles away and everything and be able to mentally keep coming back from it?
Well, he's been doing it for a while now.
Like he is the guy. Like, dude, at some point, that's going to take its toll. You're going to have fucking idiots like us talking shit about you like I am right now. And there's 100,000 of them out there that are doing it guaranteed. And I know he's not on every social media post and probably doesn't even know who the hell we are and will never ever see this video. But still, at some point, some of that stuff's going to get back. People are going to go through... Dude, we know how these people are at the races. They're going to get drunked up. They're going to go through the line. There's going to be some assholes there saying, hey, man, you suck. Like, when are you going to win a title? Because you can't seem to do it type stuff. And at some point, I mean, dude, that's going to mentally get to you, and you're really going to be screwed then because not only are you not winning the title and you're throwing stuff away like that, then all of a sudden you've got everyone telling you you're not. I mean, at some point it's going to break you. It's just going to.
But he does train at the Carmichael compound.
Well, he does do that, yes.
So you're talking about probably the most mentally strongest guy we've ever seen ride a dirt bike. So,
well,
I mean...
Yes, that's also...
I get what you're saying, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying he's going to win a championship. But I'll tell you right now, speed for speed, if he's on... The only guys that I can honestly see in the class beating him is JMart when he's on. I
mean, I'm not going to go out here and say, like, oh, he's a 15th to 20th place dude, because that's just pushing the line. That's way too far down there. But, dude, I don't see him doing a lot of big things. I don't. I think he's got something in the works for his 450 deal for next year.
Well, he's going to be on the factory team.
Probably, yes. And so he's got that wrapped up, and so he's going to go out and just be like, you know what, I already got this done. Let's just not get hurt so we can go in there healthy and do...
I don't know, man. I don't know if Joey's like that, to be honest with you. Dude, I think he wants to win. I don't think he thinks like that.
I mean, maybe. I give the guy credit because out of all of the dudes we're talking about here, pretty much, he's one of the few that gets on the podium and blames himself.
Well, yeah, it takes accountability for his actions.
So I give him credit for that. That's great. But, man, dude, he just... I don't know. I don't see it. And you know where the mental side really comes in? When he makes these dumb fucking mistakes that we've seen him do over and over again. Like cutting the track.
Oh, well, obviously with outdoors and stuff, he's never done that. He's done that in Supercross 2 years.
But I'm just saying.
No, I know what you're saying.
But that just is the mental thing of it's like, dude, how many times are you going to make these stupid mistakes in the middle of a race?
So let me ask you a question then, because you're thinking all that, and once again, I'm not disagreeing with you on the championship thing. The wins, I completely disagree. But what happens if he just goes out and does what he did last year and surprises us all and comes from like 8th in the points and ends up getting 2nd?
Well, great, but he still didn't win a title.
No. But see, that's the thing though. I don't think a lot of people are pegging him for a title other than himself. So it's not like Mitch is saying, hey, man, yes, he wants him to win a title, but all these team managers also have realistic expectations. Just like I never thought AC was going to win a title this year had he not gotten hurt. But my point is that, okay, he didn't win a title, but once again, very few guys do. But you're saying that this is all going to happen, and I'm saying, well, look what he did last year. If we were arguing for a championship, I would have no room. I'd have no leg to stand on.
And maybe he does. Maybe he brings a second half season,
which he's done the past couple years.
And whatever. Well,
he didn't do it in 16. He did it in 15, and then he did it last year.
16, he did a first half streak and then floundered it. 17.
Okay, so let me say hypothetical then. What happens if he actually does do what he did in 16, but except is actually be able to put it all together? Because of the fact that I think other than Osborne, JMart is different because I think JMart is one of those guys that everything has to work for him right away, whereas Osborne has proven that he's mentally strong, whereas Savacci, proven mentally strong, but, makes dumb decisions. But I think Savacci is the one guy in the class that if he gets on a roll like he did last year and it's early, the only thing that's going to keep him from winning a title is his own doing. Like, I'll tell you this right now. I would be so confident to say that if Savacci has the points lead by the halfway point and hasn't hit the deck yet, the championship is his.
Oof, that's bold. Hot take.
It's a hot take, but I'm not saying
but
he's going to do it,
I don't see him beating J-Mart and Osborne. I don't see it.
But he did last year.
I don't see it.
But he did last year.
I do. Yeah, but I don't see it. Not for the whole year. I don't see it. I cannot visually picture that in my mind because these two are way too mentally strong, fast, and good to get beat by him. I don't see it.
Okay, and see, that's the thing. We're not arguing for a championship because I'm not saying he's going to win a championship. We're just arguing. I think where we differ is that you think he might get one moto win, whereas I say is, well, last year he got quite a few.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right, let's move on to the last one so we can argue one more time. Okay, so here we are, Rockstar Husky team. All right, Jordan Bailey, you talk about him because I have no idea.
Kid's a head case.
Great, so this will be fun.
No, he's literally one of those kids. Once again, this is kind of like with March Banks and Mitchell Falk and all them and Enzo Lopes. I've watched Jordan Bailey since the 65 days. He's a very talented kid. Was actually supposed to be, when he moved into the B class and won Loretta's titles, he was supposed to be the next big thing, and then kind of March Banks took that away from him because Bailey, I think, is like a year older than him. But Bailey is one of those kids where if he comes to the track, his mind's right, the bike's right, he's got the track dialed in, he's connecting things smooth, his technique is on, he's going to be good for the whole entire day. But on the other end of the spectrum, he's one of those kids that if the bike's not working well and he's got a dial in his chassis or he's not feeling the track or his mind's not right, it's going to be the struggle bus the whole entire day. Now, the one thing I'll say about Bailey is he's supposed to be going pro at Hangtown. That might get pushed back. I don't know. I've heard Hangtown, but we all know how this works in the industry. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, say things, don't do them. Bailey is one of those kids that I will say that on his on days, he can hover around the top 12. On his off days, he might be 24th.
Great.
Yeah.
So we're just all over the board.
Yeah, he's literally like a half and half kid.
He could be first or last. All right, great.
No, that's pretty much what Jordan Bailey's career has been as an amateur. He either wins or he's on the ground and pulls off.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Mosman. Josh, Michael?
Michael. Josh is around the 450 class.
Yes. Okay. So Michael Mosman, I don't know what you think.
Well, before he got hurt last year, he was riding good, but that was, once again, it was kind of like a Sean Cantrell thing. I think that Mosman just needs to work on getting through the year. I think that's all.
I think that's a good, yeah.
Just get through the year.
Because, I mean, he struggled getting into Supercross, period, and then had some okay rides in Supercross, but...
Just get through the year, man. That's all I'll say. I won't give any predictions. I'll just say get through the year.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we'll talk about it next year.
All right, your boy Mitchell Harrison here.
Well, unfortunately for Mitchell, he just went down at Paula. I found this out 2 days ago or whatever it was. He has an AC separation, so he's going to be compensating for the first round. But before he went down, Jordan Smith was trying to pace him and was not making it happen. So if that's any indication of where you guys think Jordan Smith, where we said it, Mitchell's my guy though. He got a 1-year contract with Rockstar Husky. He's got to put in good results. Top 8 in points in Supercross again for the 2nd straight year. As many of you know, if you watched All Outdoors last year, other than 2 motos, Mitchell was never outside the top 10 because he's just that consistent. Got a 2nd place at Redbud at his home track. Led, actually closed the gap back on Zacho, and maybe if he had another lap, might have made something happen. I think Mitchell's going to be one of those kids. He's probably going to do the same thing he did last year, top 10 every moto, and I truly believe that this year he's going to get top 5s. He's going to get top 5s.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean,
maybe he sneaks a win in Redbud.
He might, dude. Maybe. With the way he rode last year, I mean, let's be real. Like, he led after Amar went down, but he was facing Amar. He led most of that moto after Amar went down. So it's like, you know, and I already talked to Brian. Once they go East Coast, he is going back to the Baker compound for the summer.
Oh, okay.
So he will be back at the Baker compound training with all those guys and stuff. So I expect another top 10 in points. Dude, the thing about Mitchell compared to other these guys is maybe I'm not on a hot lap. He's as fast as some of these guys. But the difference with Mitchell is he doesn't get tired. And unlike his Supercross season, he didn't make a lot of mistakes last year in outdoors. Like when he got into if he got into 7th, he was going to stay in 7th or go move forward pretty much the whole entire time.
Yep.
So I think that he'll be top 10 in points, and I think he's going to get quite a few top 5s when they go back East Coast, and maybe even a win at Redbud. I really do.
Sure.
I think it's a possibility for him.
Sure.
He surprised a lot of people last year.
Yep.
So now I'm your boy.
You want to talk about the 2018 outdoor champ now, or what?
Oh, whatever, dude. Whatever, bro.
Okay.
You just whatever.
Where's my little white tablecloth and my cup of coffee with my sign that says 2018 outdoor 250 champ? Change my mind. Go ahead. Change my mind.
Dude, it doesn't really matter what I say because we've had so many of these conversations on group text, and
So should we cut this short and just be like, well, I think he's going to be the champ and you don't? And then,
you got this fascination for Zach Osborne. Like, I get it. He's the defending champ.
Bro, I'm an old dude like him. I want this to happen.
Yeah, well, you know what? Supercross wasn't easy for him, and it's very arguable. Had some guys not got hurt, he might not want to win that title.
But that's the key. Had some guys not got hurt, Jason Anderson probably wouldn't have won his title either. But, hey, here we are. Here we are.
That's debatable.
Here we are.
Okay, so
anyway... Dude, I think he wins the title again.
You gonna expand on that?
You think he's 100 points worse than last year?
What? JMart?
No, Osborne. He's 100 points worse than last year. He beat JMart by 100 points.
JMart was not JMart last year, though. And I know that Mathis made the same argument, but if anybody is
it's a positive argument.
It is a positive argument, so I'll give you the other side of that argument. Was JMart 100% last year? Was that the Jeremy Martin we had seen for 3 straight years?
I don't know. He rode pretty fucking good in a lot of motos, man. But
dude, at Washougal, he got an 8th place start and stayed in 8th the whole entire race.
Maybe that's just the new way it is. I don't know, man. Here's what I'm saying is that...
Who's a 2-time champion in outdoors? Jeremy Martin.
Jeremy Martin.
How many times has Zach Osborne won an outdoor title? 1 time.
Once.
Okay, so...
Osborne's got more titles, though.
Well, yeah, he's got Supercross titles. He doesn't have more outdoor titles.
Yeah, but he's got 3 titles.
Okay, that's fine. So did Cooper Webb, and look what happened to Cooper Webb. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, but that's 450s too. I mean, we're getting off track here.
Okay, so my point to all this is that if you honestly believe that was the Jeremy Martin... So by that logic, you're saying that Zach Osborne would have yarded 2016 Cooper Webb.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah.
And I'm saying there's no fucking way in hell. Because Zach Osborne could not beat Jeffrey Hurlings on a 250.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, I know that all these people say
Tomac couldn't beat Jeffrey Hurlings on 450 last year.
No, he couldn't.
But yeah, I mean,
but Cooper Webb did beat Jeffrey Hurlings on a 250.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's my point is that if people honestly believe that Jeremy Martin, that was the 100% Jeremy Martin from 2014 and 2015 and even 2016 before he got hurt. I'm sorry, guys. You can debate this with me all day long. You're nuts. There's no freaking way you're going to go from being a guy who 20 minutes in could have been 15th place and work your way all the way to the front. All of a sudden, you start in 8th place, but yet you can't make anything happen and move forward 1 spot in 35 minutes. Like, I'm sorry. There's nothing you can tell me that would win that argument. Like, it's just that bike, it was not dialed in for him. And I'm sorry, Zach Osborne is not going to beat Jeremy Martin by 100 points this year. The only way that happens is...
No, I'm not going to say he's going to. So here's what I'm going to say. He's going to win the title. It's going to be a lot closer than last year. It's going to be a lot closer. Jeremy Martin is a different Jeremy Martin this year than he was last year. So it's going to be a lot closer. But he's still going to win it. That's what I'm going to say.
By how much?
Dude, it could be by a point, but he's still going to win it.
Do you actually believe it's going to be by a point?
No. I don't think it's going to be quite that close. But I think it's going to go into Indiana this year. I don't think he wraps it early unless somebody gets hurt.
So let me ask you this question then, because this is a new Jeremy Martin. Speed for speed, when they're on it, everything is rolling for him, which there was a few times last year that happened, and Jeremy Martin got the better of Zach Osborne. So say JMart's on it, say Osborne's on it, say AP's on it, say Sabachi's on it, say all these guys are on it. After how Supercross went, when we clearly know Zach Osborne was not the fastest, you think that Zach Osborne is going to be able to pull those races out of his ass like he did last year.
Yes.
And he's going to be a full 100% Jeremy Martin and Aaron Plessinger when he wasn't even the fastest guy in Supercross.
Yes.
Why?
Because when he came into Supercross, and if you listen to any of the interviews, he'll tell you, he fucked up his prep for Supercross. He was ready to go 2 weeks before Supercross started for him.
Okay.
So he wasn't, he'll openly admit, he wasn't on point for Supercross like he should have been. He was off in his timing. He peaked before he should have. So, okay, so he did that. But again, this is life. You go through learning phases, okay? So now we've learned that him and Alden can work together here, you know, mix up that magical potion that they're all drinking down there at the old baker's factory, well, maybe make some bread with it.
It's only been working, you know, for one guy because the other guy left.
And get it done by 10 to 20 points.
20 points?
10 to 20.
Dude, okay. You are really on the Zach Osborne Kool-Aid.
Dude, wacko Zacko train. I'm driving.
But once again, he was not, and I don't care what anybody says, oh, my prep was off. Dude, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like excuses.
I guess, sure.
Because Zach Osborne dominated last year in 2016, or 2017, I'm sorry. Dominated 2017, and then we even sat up here and talked about this at Foxborough with Jeremy Martin when he went out there and was still a second and a half off of Jeremy Martin, and he was slamming the handlebars. I'm sorry, when have you ever heard an Alden Baker guy not being ready for a season?
Oh, man.
So I hear that as a bunch of excuses.
I guess.
So I'll tell you this right now. Zach Osborne is obviously going to be a title contender. Obviously. He's the defending champion, and I'm not going to be that disrespectful. But I'll tell you this right now, and I will stand by my comments at what we said after the Foxborough race. We saw a chink in Zach Osborne's armor that when he cannot match the pace of the guy that is faster than him, close, not like 2/10, 3/10, whatever. Everybody knows that they can make stuff up, you know, even with a simple chassis change. If he is way off the pace going into some of these races, like these motos, like say we get to Hangtown, and I know that Hangtown's not a good marker because everything's new, guys are still dialing things in. If we go into Hangtown, and I won't even say Jeremy Martin, I'll say Aaron Plessinger. Say Aaron Plessinger's a second and a half faster than Zach Osborne. Zach Osborne's not going to win that day. See, as last year, Zach Osborne, because he didn't really have a lot of fast qualifiers, I don't think, did he?
Not that I remember.
He was usually like second or third, but it was always super close. So I'll say this. I say the days that if Zacko is off, I think we finally figured out what is the chink in his armor, and I don't think he wins those days. And not so much Plessinger, but I think Jeremy Martin, because this is a different Jeremy Martin and this is a new bike and they got it dialed, I think that Jeremy Martin's going to know how to capitalize on that. And I think that that is going to be the difference from last year.
But what do you think his bad days are going to be? Is he going to be second, third, fifth? I mean...
I think Zach Osborne's bad, like when everybody's on it, or just a bad day for him?
Let's say everybody's on it and he's having a bad day.
Oh, if he's having a bad day and everybody's on it, he'll still be like third or fourth.
Okay.
But I think the difference is compared to last year, he was so sneaky. Like nobody expected that coming, and I don't think that anybody knew how to deal with what he was bringing to the table. That bike was dialed. Mentally, he was strong. And let's be real, Millville was a perfect example. He had the luck of the draw a few times where his bike didn't grenade when it should have. Mm-hmm. And that obviously helped. Now that, you know, that's part of winning championships. You get a little bit lucky. Ricky Carmichael will tell you that. So I'm not going to say, I don't think, honestly, I'll go out on a limb and say, other than the bad starts, I don't think he ever gets outside the top 5 in a moto.
Okay. So
I'm giving him that respect. And he's obviously going to be battling for a title. But I'm sorry, Jeremy Martin and Aaron Plessinger aren't the same guys they were last year. I'll say this, if they're the same way they were last year, I would agree with you. Zach Osborne's your 2018 champion. But Aaron Plessinger just won a title. Jeremy Martin had his best Supercross season in a long time. He's got stuff to build off. And if he is riding with Eli Tomac, I'm sorry, as much as I'm not a Tomac guy, I'd rather be riding with Eli Tomac than Marvin Musquin and whoever the hell Zach Osborne's riding with, because we know it ain't Jason Anderson.
Yeah, not Jason.
So that's what I'll say. That's the difference. I think that's the difference, and it'll be funny if that's what it ends up being the difference for Jeremy Martin, that he's riding with Eli.
Sure.
So, title contender, obviously, I don't see him outside the top 5 in a moto, but I just think that the class is different this year.
Mm-hmm.
The class is different this year than it was last year.
Yep.
So I'll say that, and I guess we get into moto wins because you already gave who you thought was going to win, and then I'll give my champion. Who do you think wins motos this year? I know you named a few.
JMart, Osborne.
Okay.
I think Savachi wins one.
Okay.
I said Amart I thought would win one.
Okay.
Plessinger I think wins one, or some whatever. And you know what? I'm even gonna give Faulkner one.
Okay.
I think he's gonna eke one out because he's got that stupid kid speed. That's it, man. That's my 6. I'm out.
I think JMart, Osborne, AP, Savachi, Sexton. I think Sexton wins one.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'll go with McElrath because I'm pretty sure that I said I think he wins one, which is funny, the fact that McElrath's going to win one before Haymart's going to. But so my 2018 champion, it's pretty obvious. I think it's got to be Jeremy Martin.
How much does he win by?
Oh, dude, I think it goes down. I agree. I think that if he wins, or no matter who wins, I think it's going down to Crawfordsville.
Okay.
I think it will literally go into.
And let's put a caveat: barring injuries.
Barring injury, I think that it will go down. I'll say the first moto. I don't think it goes down to the second moto because I think that some weird shit will happen the first moto.
Okay.
But I think that it comes down to Jeremy Martin, Zach Osborne, and Aaron Plessinger. I'll say that right now. Jeremy Martin is my champion, but I think those 3. I think that they're
all going to Crawfordsville with a chance.
With a chance.
Okay.
I just do. I just do. So would you agree with that? That those are going to be the 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I would agree.
Okay.
And as we stated, it goes into Crawfordsville.
Yep.
But I've got Zach.
Okay, and that's fine. Because I think most people would agree, and I know that
And that was where I get to the 20 points, because you said, like, oh, something weird could happen. That's where I get to the 20 points. Something weird happens.
So, like, Osborne,
yeah, so, like, he goes in with, like, a 6-point lead, and something weird happens to those two. Say they crash together or whatever, and don't finish that moto.
Yep.
And then he wins by 29 points, or 31 points, whatever it is, type shit like that. But that's where I get it. It's not like he dominates quite that much, but I think he wins,
So then, with all these guys that are going to win motos, though, because we didn't state overalls, do you think, though, that those 3 win the majority of the overalls?
Yes. Yeah.
With, like, some say...
Some random ones,
yeah. Say Sexton wins a moto, but, like, Aaron Plessinger gets, like, a 3rd and a 2nd.
Yeah.
Or Osborne goes 2-2 or some ridiculous shit.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we're all on the same page, and we'll find out. Some of the outdoor previews are coming out this week.
Yep.
Just like ours is. So I think that most people will agree that that's the 3.
Yep.
So
sweet.
All right, cool.
Awesome. So, all right, cool. So that wraps up our 250 preview show here. Another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show presented by TLR Coatings. Don't forget, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. You can do Amazon links down below, Patreon donation, and buy T-shirts off Teespring down there. And like I said, make sure to follow us on Facebook, too.
Stop bagging on our music.
We'll change it for 2019, I promise.
We don't have time for all that crap sometimes.
Not yet. 2019. We'll get some new ones. Yeah. But make sure to follow us on Facebook because we're going to at least Redbud. I don't know if we're going anything else. We'll see how the summer goes. Well, MX Nations too. So there will be different videos I'll put out there.
Maybe we'll do a special show for MX Nations.
Are we going to the qualifier at Redbud again?
The regional?
Yeah.
That's in June. The regional's in June.
Yeah, it's like
damn game.
Yeah, I mean we could go up there. So yeah. So anyway,
maybe we'll try to get some interviews for that race. It's going to be a big regional. It's going to be stacked.
Sure. Yeah, we can do something.
Hopefully there's a few Michigan guys there.
Well, maybe. Who knows? All right, cool. So this has been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. We will see you guys next week. Wrapping up Hangtown.